Okay, welcome back. This is, I think, the 9th day of Blendmas, and we're gonna do something slightly different here. We're not breaking the rules. We're gonna bend the rules a little bit, slightly, and just kind of step outside the lane that we had painted for ourselves with those 8 blenders. But we're also still we're on the same road. We're just widening our lane, changing lanes, shifting lanes, whatever. And tonight, what we're going to do is I have this this Virginia Frankenstein jar. And inside of it, give you a peek, okay? That is what is inside of it, as you could see. It's a little moist, but you know, it's not horrible. So inside of it is almost a full tin of Orlik Golden Sliced, almost a full tin of Peterson Flake, a few flakes of Peterson University Flake, I believe, and then I think one or two flakes, another Gannat, 1 or 2 flakes of another straight Virginia or full Virginia. I can't remember which one. I think it was something like full Virginia Flake or something like that, that I was gifted. And at that point, I was like, I can't taste any of this shit. So I was really frustrated and dumped it all in here. And so what I did is the Peterson Flake, when I got the tin, I got it from 4 Noggins. And let me turn this slightly. That's probably better right there. When I got the tin from 4 Noggins. And when the tin came to me, it was already opened. Seal had been broken. It wasn't vacuum or it wasn't hermetically sealed anymore. And the flakes inside were really dry, like scratchy. Like when you rub them out, they scratch your skin dry. And so I tried to rehydrate them by giving them a quick sauna, steam bath. And then I didn't end up liking it, so I added it to this jar. And then I added, prior to that, Orlik to this jar. And the guy at a local B&M said, hey, add a little bit of rum to your straight VAs, and it just kind of helps mellow them out. So I added some Malibu coconut rum to the jar. And then when I rehydrated the Peterson Flake, I topped it with a little bit of Bavarian cream flavoring, and then everything else in there. So right now there's probably, I don't know, at least 2 ounces in this jar. This is a 16-ounce jar, I believe, or 8-ounce. Hold on, what is this? 12-ounce jar. Yeah, 12-ounce jar. And as you can see, it's 2/3. So what we're going to do, because we don't like burley, what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this Frankenstein, shake it up, mix it up real good. We're going to take a little bit of this Frankenstein. We are going to take one of our burleys. I don't know if we want to do dark, white, or ribbon cut. Man, this flavor's profile has changed a little bit. It's no longer as cigar-y, you know. Now it's a little more pungent, I guess, is a word for it. So we're not going to do Dark Fire Kentucky. Yeah, the ribbon cut still smells really good, you know. So I think maybe we just need a little bit of baby burley in our mixes, and I don't know what happened to my blue eyeball. It's just kind of a bummer. Makes me sad. Don't know what happened to my friend. He probably got stuck to my shirt when I bellied up to the table or to the bench, and he got washed and obliterated. That's more than likely what happened. Yeah, white burley. White burley smells good. Okay, so we're gonna do some of the Virginia. We're gonna do some Izmir. Virginia, Izmir, and what is this? What is this? We're not doing Latakia. And we want to do dark burley. Dark burley just doesn't. It's lost its aroma. So I wonder what it's going to taste like now. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, we're going to do dark burley. So let's do, what do you think? I'm going to say that we want the Virginias to be the most prominent. Okay. So let's let's turn you over here. It's a blending view. Thanks, Grim. Appreciate you, buddy, for all your contributions. Okay, that's kind of good. Let me scooch up here. Let's move all this stuff over here. All right, so we want the Virginias to be the most prominent blend in this mixture. So we're going to take and pour a little out. And that's probably going to be a piece of one of the darker flakes in there. Rub that out a little bit. Yeah, still very, very moist from when I originally tried to rehydrate it. See that? Zoom in or whatever. Okay, all right. Whatever. We're going to add some dark burley. We're just going to add probably that much. And it might look like it's a lot, but compared to what you can see on the tray, so let's pile these up. Okay, you should be able to see that now. Let me bring you just a little closer, just a smidge. Come on over here. Yeah, just gonna scooch right in here so I can tell you about your car's extended warranty. All right. So now you can see the dark burley, the Virginia mix, and now we're going to go with some Turkish Izmir. Man, it just smells so good. It smells so good, I'll tell you what. And that's probably going to be a little too much. Let's pull that. Oh no, we just lost that pinch. That's okay. That's okay, buddy. All right, so that's probably going to be about proportional. So let's say we have, I don't know, that's probably going to be 50 and then 25 and 25 by mass or volume or whatever. Because there's a lot more of this than there is of this. And even though this looks like it might be a bigger pile, these strips are a lot more dense. So I'm going to pull you back out. Don't get crazy. Don't get crazy. You just did a no-no, Richard. Just put my hand right over the thing. I wasn't supposed to do that. Okay, all right, good. Okay, now we're gonna use a known pipe. This is the best pipe. It's a beautiful pipe. That's what they tell me. And we're gonna mix all this stuff up. And whatever's left, we're gonna throw it back in the VA Frankenstein jar. Because again, I'm that guy. Just pick it up, and just drop it down. Okay. All right, now let's pull it all. And we're just gonna gravity fill this bad boy. Gonna give it a light push down, right? That guy doesn't want to bend. If you do not bend, you will break. So you must be flexible here, my friend. All right. This, another gravity fill. And we don't, because it's so high and that's kind of a catch-22 because it has like 50% Virginias. We don't want to pack it too tight, but also the Burleys, I feel like Burley should kind of be packed tighter because it's so lightweight and dry, you know? Just put a little bit more on top, just a tiny little bit. Just a smidge. See how that goes. Okay, draw is good. Now, not to waste, so we don't want to be wasteful in this tobacco economy. Put this back. There we go. Ooh, fallen soldier right there. I didn't want him, but that's okay. All right, now. Yeah, that's closed up. Okay. There we go. All right, 12 minutes of nonsense already. Jeez. Okay. Tonight's accompaniment. Vanilla chocolate decaf with heavy cream. And here we go. 9th day of Blendmas. We have 3 or 4 different Virginias, some dark Burley, and some Izmir Turkish in the Rossi prints. And like I said, I know that the Virginias are topped. So if any of that flavor comes through, like that's my all-day vape type flavor. So, or profile. So I'll recognize it right away. Burleys are still forward. Virginias are there. It's not a tick, I swear. Topping is there. It's really good. A little bit of the Virginia, just the grassiness of it. Yeah, the Orlick is there. The Peterson flake is there. That other uni flake, to me, it was unremarkable from the start. Like Peterson and Orlick had more flavor than the uni flake and that other full VA flake. And I went slow, and I smoked them in a small chamber, and I went really, really slow, and I didn't really get anything from them. It wasn't even like a burley tobacco flavor or an Izmir tobacco flavor. It was just, how can I put it? It was like I was, no, because that's not even accurate. I was going to say it was like I was smoking straw, but that's not accurate either, because that's closer to like Orlick. That one was mostly burley. Yeah, the uni flake and the full VA flake, it was just kind of basic. It's the best way that I can describe it. Just kind of basic. I appreciate the gift, 100%. I do. It allowed me to understand what just like a basic burley tastes like. I don't know if those ones were aged or not, but they weren't terrible. But again, at that point in time, like all I could taste was the prominent flavors of any blend. And so it was frustrating that I think I went through 2 or 3 bowls of it, because I think I got like 3 or 4 flakes of each, maybe a little bit more of one. And I only did, half bowls, but yeah, I went through 2 or 3. There's at least 2 of each. I know that. And I smoked them all the way down to, as close to ash as I could. I didn't waste a lot of it. And yeah, it was just a normal basic smoke. And I'm sure there are dudes that rave about it and that love those 2 blends and that get a lot out of it. And I'm happy for you guys. More power to you. I want everybody to get everything out of every blend that they possibly can. But for me, it was just like, okay, now I know that's just a basic Virginia, and it tastes basic, and I don't need to order it ever again. Yeah. Some grass of the Orlick. A little bit of sweetness, probably from the it's from the Virginias, obviously, but that one I think is a little more on the Peterson side. Because I don't get from Orlick, I didn't get a whole lot of sweetness. I didn't get any of the citrus either, but I did get, every once in a while, I would get some bread, but mostly it was just grass. Just like a cross between wet grass and dry straw, baled straw, And at the time I was like, and I'm still like, why do people rant and rave over this and say that it's like, the gold standard or the benchmark or whatever? And I'm like, man, if that's what you consider a benchmark, yeah. I don't know where the Izmir is in this. Maybe it's just tying everything together, giving just making it more homogeneous or monochromatic. Because it's either the dry flatness of the burley or the grassy, sweet bread of the Virginias. Topping is all but gone at this point. It may come back towards the end of the bowl, but I think I am in right now. I think I'm in the top third of the bowl. Slight nuttiness. Right after I exhaled and I did that first movement, there's a little bit of nuttiness. And then I tried to bring it back and it wouldn't come back. Man, I am so grateful for you guys. Like, you don't even know. Like, I sit and I think about like my meager stash. Like, I have a wide range of things now, but I don't have a lot of like my cellar is wider than it is deep. It's what someone said the other day, because I have a lot of 1 ounce or half ounce or 3 or 4 flakes of this or that. But I don't have like 3 or 4 tins of things or 3 or 4 pounds or ounces of things. But I do sit and I think about like, okay, what do I have that I could send this person that they might like, or how can I repay this person for all the things that they've sent me, or and yeah, I'm just so fucking appreciative and grateful for the generosity of the Pipe Club, and not just materialistically, but also philosophically and educationally. I mean, whenever you post a question in the Get Pipe Discord server, those guys aren't there to mock you or be like, "Oh, you're stupid. You don't like burleys. You're a moron. You're not a real piper." No, they're just like they either don't have a comment or they offer some different type of perspective. Be right back. Man, that's annoying. I asked my doctor to swap me to a different BP med because one of the main side effects of lisinopril is you get a dry cough, and it just comes out of nowhere. And when I first started, it wants to come back right now. When I first started taking it, like within the first 2 weeks, it started, and it wasn't that big of a deal. It was like a few times a day. But as time went on, and especially after I had the head cold a few weeks ago. Like it's now an annoyance, and it's, you know, I'll wake up once during the night at least, 2 times, and you know, it happens during the day, and I can't even pinpoint like what triggers it because it doesn't always happen when I'm out here having a pipe. It doesn't always happen when I'm talking a lot. It doesn't always happen when I breathe through my nose or when I breathe through my mouth or when I drink a carbonated drink or when I drink coffee or, you know, when I'm sleeping or right when I wake up or blow my nose or whatever. Like I can't pinpoint it. It's just like so fucking random. And sometimes it's just like one or two. And sometimes people are like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you all right? Do I need to call somebody? Like my team at work, I was coughing the other day and they're like, are you okay? Do you need some water? And I'm like, it's just the fucking medication. So, so annoying. Be right back again. All right. Excuse me. I think we're going to be good. Hopefully. Cross our fingers. So now, still, I don't want to tamp this. Because now I'm starting to get more of the Izmir, more of the tobacco flavor. And the Virginias are starting to come through. It's less, you know, it's less burly forward. There's some of that topping again. Maybe I just had it too hot earlier. The bowl didn't get warm though. There's, I mean, right now this cadence, everything is absolutely perfect for me. It might be perfect for you also, but there's zero bite and a lot of flavor. And I think that was probably, God damn it, that was probably a large part of my problem with tasting the different flavors and being able to just taste anything other than like the most prominent ones, you know? I think my problem was largely attributed to, even though everybody tells you over and over and over again, slow down. Guys, I'm sorry, this is annoying. Everyone tells you over and over again, slow down. Don't chug it. Develop a proper cadence. It helps reduce tongue bite. You'll be able to taste those flavors and the nuances and things like that. But you don't really understand it until you're forced to slow down. And when you're having a pipe, yeah, I'm down to at least the halfway mark of this. When you're having a pipe and you're having a conversation, actively engaged versus just listening, it does force you to slow down. You are slowing down. And that greatly improves your smoke, your bowl. A lot of that topping in that exhale right there after the relight. That was all burley. On that exhale, that retro, it was all burley. I wonder if you could be allergic to specific tobacco leaves, you know? Like if burley causes your nasal pharyngeos or whatever it's called to constrict or swell up or dry out. More than another tobacco blend. Like, I mean, what if I'm allergic to Izmir, you know, and I'm sitting here smoking it? Yeah, now it's starting to lose all of its flavor. So it tells me I'm probably going too fast. Probably hitting it too hard. Interesting thing that happened to me last night. So I was out here and I did my my March Madness. Actually, I tried one of the blends that my friend just sent me, and it was good. It was interesting. We'll talk about that later. So I was doing my March Madness, and I had another bowl of Strathspey, and it was really good. Again, it's really good. I got a little too excited and chugged a little too hard, and so I heated it up, and I kind of ruined the bowl a little bit. But there we go. There's back. But the peatiness, the peat flavor, it wasn't as prominent as it was for the first couple of bowls. The first jar note, first couple of days of the jar note, it wasn't as prominent. It was more, I won't say subdued, but instead of being right up front, it had moved, you know, towards the back a little bit. The Latakia had also kind of mellowed a little bit. It was still smoky, but it wasn't, you know, like you were standing in front of a campfire. It was smoky like you were hanging out by the campfire a few hours ago, you know. And everything else was, I don't know what else is in there just yet. Smokey Baca said that the malty or the breadiness bready yeastiness that I picked up on in the first bowl, he thinks that that might have been a part of the Scotch. Maybe they used can't remember how he described it, but like Glenfiddich Scotch or something like that. Not Glenlivet, a weird name of Scotch that has a malty profile to it, and so maybe that's what I was tasting. I've never had Scotch, and I know that I've never had a good Scotch if I've ever had Scotch. So I don't know what a Scotch would taste like. I assume it's very similar to like a bourbon or a whiskey, but different, obviously, like Coke and Pepsi. So yeah, I can't, unless I have a Scotch, a peaty, smoky Scotch, I probably will never be able to pick that flavor out and say, oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. So anyways, fucking rambling. I had my bowl. It was great. And then I had a bowl of Black Mallory, and I had it in the Molina. The Molina is a great pipe. I didn't like it at first because I was an idiot and didn't know how to appreciate it. But now I really enjoy smoking out of it. It's my the pipe I take when I go on walks at night because it's big and beefy, and if I accidentally drop it out of my mouth, it's probably going to crack the sidewalk. So I had a bowl of Black Mallory, and my opinion about that blend has changed. Thank you, Raven, over the course of this March Madness challenge. I think that was my third or fourth bowl in as many different pipes really paying attention to it. And what I picked up on last night, unmistakably, was Perique. And I have not smoked Perique out of that pipe. I did not smoke granulated Perique or the long cut Perique or the 2008 or 2020 Perique out of that Molina. That Molina was largely used for English blends and some aromatics like Captain Black. But I definitely, that Harris Ranch feedlot piss and shit cow runoff flavor of Perique was never prominent in any of the blends that I put through that pipe. And I picked up on it last night unmistakably. And the interesting thing is, it's not listed as an ingredient on smoking pipes or tobacco reviews. So, obviously they're not going to tell everybody every single component that goes into some of these blends. But I just thought that was interesting. I was wondering if that was, in my head, an actual part of the blend, or a ghost. But if it's part of the blend, then that's pretty awesome that I never picked it out before. And now, like, when I got to about halfway through the bowl, I was like, oh my God, there's Perique right there. That's unmistakable. That is Perique. So, fun fact. Just fun. Information. Ooh, that was interesting. There's a topping, the Virginias. Yeah, so the Izmir is like, it's just a good tobacco flavor, The Burley's just, I wouldn't say that they provide the body. They probably provide a good volume of smoke because they're so dry. Actually, that would defeat the point. That's the opposite. Maybe some sharpness of flavor. They definitely do not provide any significant or substantive amount of cocoa, chocolate, or nuts. There was that one brief moment when I was smoking one of the Burley blends that the secondhand smoke had a nutty element to it. I have not been able to replicate that since. Yeah, overall, I think the Burleys just add a bit of dryness to the whole thing. I think they detract from the blend in this ratio for these blends. But again, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the whole point of making these videos, is so that I sit here and I slow down and I think and I'm contemplative and I talk and I analyze things as I'm doing them. And then after the fact, when I watch the videos, to make sure I'm not a complete fucking moron. Felt warm. It's just my hand from holding it. Yeah, mostly Burley now. I'm gonna pack it down a little bit more, a little better. Good layer. See what we can pick up. It's moisture in there because I'm starting to get a little bit of a bite. It's a pleasant little Virginia right there. It's a little bit of the, I don't know, the classic Virginia flavor. Mm-hmm. All right. Rate this blend. 1 out of 10. Don't recommend. The Virginias, surprisingly, were the star of the show tonight. I could get the topping, the first fifth of the bowl. The topping, it wasn't like prominent in your face like an aromatic, but you could definitely tell that there was the, the vanilla notes or essence, and then a little bit of the rum or the alcohol note. Burleys were they were prominent. I think that they, for the most part, probably overpowered the the subtleness of the Virginia. You're gonna be talking like I know what I'm doing. And then the Izmir, I didn't get the Izmir. I mean, it wasn't prominent like smoking it straight is, obviously, but I think, yeah, again, the Izmir was probably kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? The Izmir was the compressor on the master bus, the main bus. Some of you will know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Burleys are just, I don't know what to do with them, man. Maybe I should top them with something and see how that comes out. Maybe I should mix them with some Latakia and pack them really tight to see how that comes out. I don't know. We're going to keep doing these, right? But we're going to mix it up here and there. We're going to maybe add some Burley to another blend, or top it with something and then mix, just try different variations just to see, again, if I can continue to pick out some of these different leaves or blends or whatever. Yep, right now I'm going to have my final bowl of black Mallory because I think after tonight I might not have enough for another bowl. And yeah, once again, thank you guys for hanging out, for listening to me fucking incessantly ramble like a something, I don't know. Yeah, and for your feedback and your comments. And if I just like Smokey Baca did, if I describe something, if I'm smoking and I describe something but I don't know what it is, absolutely put in your 2 cents and be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what that is, or I get this from it, did you also get that? And then maybe that'll be like bing, there's a light that goes off and I'm like, yeah, I did get that. That's totally awesome. But aside from that, man, just fucking keep on keeping on, and pipe as you please, smoke them if you got them. Yeah, enjoy life, have a good day, have a good night, have a good sleep, don't let the bed bugs bite, and yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.